In real estate, they have a saying. It's location, location, location. Like where you build is so important. Where your house is so important. Is it close to schools? If you're, if somebody's trying to buy a house that has kids, is it near good hospitals? Does the property look good? Is it, onto kind of crazy a road? Is it really hard to find? Is it, all those things. It's so important. And more important than all of that is what it's actually built on. What kind of land. And so people will go to great lengths to figure that out, especially, if a guy's putting in like a whole bunch of houses, he's going to try to find land that doesn't have like mines under it where you might have things collapsing. That would be disastrous. Or just ground, let's say, that's susceptible to earthquakes or mudslides or something else. You're going to kind of, as best as you can, like make sure that ground looks good. And Jesus reminds us that that's been true forever. Like anyone in history that's looked for a place to set up shop and live and have their house, they're going to try to make sure it's a pretty stable place that they're building the house upon, right, the ground. And so he says in Luke 6:47, he goes, look, everyone who comes to me and hears my word and does them, in other words, obeys him and says, yeah, Lord, you've got the right idea. Let's go with that. He says, I will show you what he's like. Here's the picture. He's like a man building a house who dug deep, laid a foundation on the rock, and when a flood rose, stream broke against that house and couldn't shake it because it had been built so well. It had been well built. But the one who hears and does not do them, right, does not listen to God's word, he's like a man who built his house on the ground without a foundation. The stream broke against it. Immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great. What a lesson for us. Now, this doesn't mean your life is not going to be filled with issues, right? This talks about a stream. It talks about a storm. It talks about water coming against this great flood. It's like that happens. It's going to happen. But the difference is, like, one's got a foundation, one doesn't, right? The foundation's going to hold. That house is going to stand. It's going to be able to get through it. We're going to be able to get through it because Jesus is with us and we're following him and we're trusting him and we're knowing that he died for us, that he rose for us, that he's given us his love and all that we need. Always will give us all that we need. But if I choose to go without a foundation, without him, without his word, without his truth, well, everything is going to, those same streams, that same flood is just going to wash me away. And I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anyone. I want us to say, let's have Jesus as our foundation. The storms are coming. You know that because they've already battered you, right? They've already threatened you. And maybe you have been washed away a couple of times and it's like, man. But he's that foundation. That calm in the storm, that foundation when things get rough. We can know that we're forgiven. We can know that we're set free. We can know that we have life and that we have hope and that he is with us. And we can just reach out to him and knowing that he's there as our foundation, all right? I pray that that's true for you. Let me know if there's anything we could pray about. I would love that. Put that in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. Share this with somebody. I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through, and we'll talk to you next time for another one.